In this video, we'll show how to bulk look up IP address locations for free in a big spreadsheet. RowZero is a good tool for this exercise because it has the power to handle large IP address databases, which are millions of rows, and it has a built-in Python feature that makes it easy to convert IP addresses to integers. Let's take a look. And just a heads up, all of the instructions and links you need are in the description below. So I've opened a new workbook in RowZero and I've imported my list of IP addresses. I can import from file, URL, or Amazon S3. I can also connect directly to my database or data warehouse to import my data. So now that I have my list of IP addresses in here, I next need to convert my IP addresses to integers so that I can do my lookup. And I can use RowZero's native Python window to do that. So I've written a simple Python function here, and the code for this is in the description, which you can copy and paste. And I hit run, and then this IPtoInt function I can then call in the spreadsheet. Equals IPtoInt. This is going to convert my IP address to an integer, and then I can double click here to bulk apply that. Next, I need to import my IP address database into a new sheet. There are a large number of IP address databases that you can choose from. In this example, we'll use a free IP address database, which is linked in the description. I also imported the integer version of the IP address database, but if your database has IP addresses that are not in integer form, you can use that same formula to convert the IP addresses to integers. Now that I have my two datasets, I can easily use XLOOKUP to find each IP address's location data. So in a new column here, I'm going to write an XLOOKUP function. And for my key, I'm going to use the integer version of my IP address. And for the lookup range, I'll go to the IP address database and choose the start of the range. And notice that the IP addresses are in ranges. There's more than 4 billion IP addresses, and so typically an IP address database is going to give you ranges of IP addresses, and so the database is only millions of rows instead of billions of rows. And for return range, I'm going to select the country code. And if nothing is found, I'm going to use blanks. And then the key here is to use the match mode. And if I set this to -1, it's going to give me the exact lookup or look for the next smallest IP address integer in the range. And since the data is in ranges, I need to use the match mode in order to find the right range to look for. So I'll set that to -1 and hit enter. And this is going to give me my country code. I can double click here to bulk look up the country codes of all of my IP addresses. So you can see that was nice and easy. And I can repeat the process for state. So XLOOKUP, again, my key is the integer version of the IP address. I'm going to go over to the IP address database, look up the range start, and then my return range here is going to be state. And if I don't find anything, return blank. And then I need to use -1 for match mode. Again, that's going to find the exact value or the next smallest, and that allows me to find the correct range to look for. Hit return, and this is going to give me the state. And again, I can double click to do a bulk lookup here. And I can repeat the same process to find the city and latitude and longitude and whatever other location information is available in your IP address database. From here, I can analyze the data. I can insert charts and pivot tables, and I can also look up free population data sets from RowZero. So for example, this global population by country data set uses the same country codes that are in these IP address databases. And so I can use this data set and match it to my IP address data set and use that to do a quick calculation of market penetration by country. So as you can see, RowZero makes it very easy to work with large IP address databases in a big spreadsheet. You can try RowZero for free at rowzero.io and see why RowZero is the best spreadsheet for big data.